Kanti Devi from Uruguay talks about Swami Vishnu-devananda. Yoga Camp 2003.
Thing, also because he knew, what we needed, and he used to give it to you. Still now, he knows exactly what we need, and from that point of view, is nice. But sometimes we need some kind of different things, and he shows what we need in order for us to evolve, to get a kind of a plea for something to continue on with this life. That was after TTC, just right away after TTC. He asked me to stay because we was going to have a big international teacher training congress.
Right.
But I have just vacation on my job for 1 month. So I had to ask 1 month more. I said, okay, if you want to stay, you had to quit your job. So of course I did it. And we had a congress that was very nice because Swami Sachidananda, Swami Chidananda, Swami Brahmananda, like all the holy Swamis, they were there. More than 1,000 people, they gathered in Nassau. And after that, of course I wanted to be with Swamiji. I didn't want to go back to my country. And he says, you had to go back. People are waiting for you there, you had to go back. But I will ask you to come to Cuba with me. I would like you to help me in the translation. I don't speak any Spanish, but I know these people, they need yoga. And can you come with me? And he said, but ask your mother if she allows you to go. And at this moment was military government in my country, so very difficult situation. There were not relation with Cuba. So suppose from the legal point of view, I was not allowed to be there. And my mother said, don't go. If you go there, then the military will take you here and in jail, and you cannot go. He says, Mom, sorry, I had to go. He's asking me to do it, and I will do it. Finally, she was agree, but not very happy about that. But the problem, I couldn't get the documents, the legal documents to get into the country. For Swamiji, it was no problem because he was Canadian. But for me, it was a little risky situation. But we departed from Miami. He had a very big press conference there with everything, lots of people. And everybody says they're going to shoot you, you cannot do this. And Swamiji said, don't do it in my name, it's just people died in the name of the word, so I will do it in the name of peace and love. So the only thing I have in my plane, they're full of flowers, that I want offered to these people. I will not make any harm to anybody. I just want to give this what I have. And all his purpose were very, very beautiful, and every time you get in his presence, you cannot resist, it was so charming, And so we did this flight, and until the last moment, he wanted to leave the door open in the plane, things very weird for me. Leave it open because then it has to be closed for a long time. So every time it was just taking off, the doors were open. And there, of course, we were flying for almost half an hour, with beautiful view from the, Caribbean Sea and up to the island in Cuba. It's gorgeous, The scenery was gorgeous. The palm trees, the green, the sea, the sun. And, it was started having the contact with the control tower, and they says you are not allowed to land. You have to go back to Miami because they didn't allow planes coming from the States. And that's the first law we were being not right, And then they says, anyway, we will continue. And Swami says, I need to meditate before this. Says, I will close my eyes. Can you please be my co-pilot? I said, Swamiji, I never feel play, please. No, you have to do it. Just pray, keep your mantra in your mind and make sure nothing comes in front of us. So in the middle of the sky, I was taking, over the plane, but of course I really didn't, because he was meditating. He closed his eyes, he closed his legs, and I was just repeating Om Trayambakan all the time. Thanks God, any other plane came in front of us. And then he says, okay, we will land. Nothing will happen. Just keep in your mind, always says, keep Guru Dev in your mind. It's not just follow me. He could say so, but says, no, keep in your mind Guru Dev, Swami Shivananda. He's guiding us to do all those things. So it's what I did. And then we land, and all the military people came with those machines, machine guns. And they wanted to be rude with us, but they couldn't. Because Swamiji started smiling to them, says, tell this, tell that, we come in the name of love and peace, and we want to offer yoga to all of them. And I was doing that in Spanish, and I was giving the flowers to them. And the time you offer the flowers, the machine guns melt immediately, they fall down like that. And everybody is still with the flowers. And, then came one of those, sergeant or whatever, he was shocked with the scenery, all those hanging the flowers, the machine guns. And since then they took us inside of the airport, and they says, well, we were not allowed to be there. But Swamiji started talking, like a conference, talking about yoga, the benefits of the practice. And then he asked me to do the demonstrations. Of course, I did a demonstration I never did in my life. Doing all those asanas, you think they're impossible for you? He made me do that there right away. And after the asana demonstration and the talk about the benefits of yoga, they just listened. And then they were very nice and kind with us, asking for something to drink. We ate there, and they took me. They said, okay, for him it's okay to be here, but you have to be put in jail because you have no documents, you have a Uruguayan passport, and you are breaking all the laws here. So, and says, why you are here? Well, I guess I'm following my teacher, but you are crazy. You must be crazy. And says, well, I follow him while bringing good things to you all, and I start talking about yoga. You must be crazy. Everybody is coming his head saying, it's not possible, just let her go. And finally they let me go, and Swamiji said, did they harm you? Has something happened to you? No, Swamiji, nothing. Okay, just let's pray. And so we start praying there. And they said, you have to leave. You cannot be in Cuba. And I says, okay, we want to give this book, Swamiji said, for Fidel Castro. So he signed a book for him. And night was coming, and Swamiji has no lights in his plane. So at that moment, Swamiji says, we cannot take off. We have no lights. It's very dangerous. It's not. We will never reach Miami. They said, doesn't matter. You have to leave right away. So they put some gas in the plane, and Swamiji decided to go to Key West. So without lights, but with lots of prayers in our heart, in our mind, and in the plane, we got to Key West, and that was the end of the story in Cuba. But it was amazing how he made the things possible, and he has no fear at all. As it's something that you have no fear, you don't create fear around you. And I really felt at that moment how this, if you have love and peace in your heart, there's a beautiful way to share with others, and you really create an environment of peace and love around you. And it's what happened there, all the fear, all the tension from the situation disappeared completely. That is what's happened usually in front of Swamiji's presence. You have fear, if you have doubts, if you have anything you have inside that was not very comfortable, it will vanish immediately in his presence. And